You know, I'm reminded of a conversation I had with a 6th grade student at an ice cream shop the evening of the first day of school. And we were talking about his first day of school, and I said, so tell me what was your favorite thing? And he looked at me and he said, I loved it all. Everything was my favorite. And I think that's a really good thing to say about Lincoln. It's the whole community. And it's a really good example of one of my favorite organizational theories and one of my favorite leadership theories, and that is that truly the sum is much, that the whole is much greater than the sum of the parts. So when you take a quality of life look at this community and you fold in parks and trails and education systems and churches and job opportunities and higher education opportunities and a growing entrepreneurship and the growing diversity of this community and a size that still is such that it makes it possible for people to be engaged and possible for people to make a difference. And then you add to that kind of a spirit of entrepreneurship and a spirit that tends to be more positive than negative, a spirit that is open and welcoming to new people, to new ideas, to new ways of thinking about things. Then you get a community that is much greater than just adding those things up. There's something about the mix that makes this just truly a remarkable community. And I am struck by the number of people I know who have moved here and thought that they would be here for about 5 years in their career and then they would move on to the next place, and they never moved on because they couldn't imagine that there would be any place better to live than Lincoln, Nebraska. And I think that's really true. Well, I am deeply honored by it. I thought, as I observed Leadership Lincoln from the very beginning, what a powerful concept to be intentional about identifying future leaders and then to help them grow together, to get to know one another, to get to know this community, and to make a commitment to this community. And it seems to me that over the years, that mission has been lived out over and over and over again and strengthened and expanded. There are more Leadership Lincoln groups than there were when the organization started, and I believe there's a very intentional effort to reflect the whole of this community in those classes. So there's more diversity in the classes in every way than there was when the organization started, because the community is more diverse. So I think it is such an important part of the community of Lincoln. People identify with which class they're in. I mean, you asked me which group I was in, I can tell you which group I was in. There's some organizations I can't tell you when I was on that board or when I was a part of that organization, but I can tell you what Leadership Lincoln class I was in. So people identify with that. And it's a visible presence in the community, and I think it reminds by its very name the importance of nurturing and developing leadership within the community. So to be honored by an organization that does such important work is truly an honor, and I'm very grateful for that, and frankly surprised by that. So thank you. In so many ways. I was brand new in my associate superintendent position at Lincoln Public Schools and just beginning to get a glimpse of how much bigger role that was than anything I'd ever done, and how much of a community role that it was. That I would have both the obligation, and I always thought of it as the immense opportunity to tell the LPS story to lots of groups in the community and in many settings. And so Lincoln Executive Series helped me start to do that, because the other people that were in the group were from a variety of professional fields, as they always are. And it was an opportunity on a pretty small scale to get to know people in those different fields and to have a chance to start to tell the LPS story. And then of course the sessions were so helpful in learning this community. And I'd lived in this community since I came to college, so I knew Lincoln. I thought I knew Lincoln well, but I didn't know, I didn't know the details, and I didn't know the inner workings of different systems within the community. So it was just such a wonderful opportunity to get to know the community, to get to know other leaders, and to start to figure out what my role might be in my professional role as a member of this community.